Well, good morning, my fellow adventurers. Welcome back to Living the Grand Adventure. I'm Kevin. Alex just got up. Guys, it's 10 o'clock already. And slept in pretty good this morning. We didn't go to bed till almost 2 last night, so it was actually a little after 2, so I probably wasn't even asleep till about 2:30. Alex didn't sleep great. I didn't sleep great, and a lot of that had to do with just waking up to noise throughout the night. There was a group over here. I don't even know what time they went to bed. They look like they're still in bed, so they were up pretty late making noise. About 6:30 this morning, other people started getting up making noise. Someone was at the firing range at 7:30. Someone down this direction, which isn't at the firing range, was firing a gun at 7:30. So yeah, it's been just a lot of noise in the woods, and it's hard to sleep when that's going on. I got up about 9 o'clock. I have everything packed up, done, except my rain fly and a few odds and ends here. I haven't ate breakfast yet, but that's fine. I'm kind of taking my time because I know Alex still has to eat breakfast. She's still got to get completely packed up, but you know, no big rush. We're not in a super big hurry today. We just want to get over to Site 3 by, I'd like to be over there between 3 and 4, which is very doable right now. It's a beautiful morning, guys. The sky is blue, the sun is out. The leaves, if you notice, they are starting to change a little bit. Got a feeling we're going to see some really pretty scenery once we get up on that ridge over near Site 3, and you can start looking over the valley there a little bit. And of course, Site 3 being a little bit higher up as well in elevation, I'm expecting it to have quite a bit of leaf change as well. That group, actually, I just see somebody getting out of their tent, so they're just now getting up. They were up to at least 3:30, 4 o'clock, because they woke me up a couple of times. In fact, somebody went to the bathroom about 4 o'clock, which is literally right here. And they were over there just laughing and giggling. I would assume they'd been drinking a little bit of alcohol, guys, because they were having fun. So, a little rough night. Rough night. There you go. That answers it all.
Yeah. I had trouble sleeping.
Yeah. What was it? Noise or?
Noise, and I just kept waking up.
Yeah. Yeah. But anyway, I'm gonna go ahead and get some breakfast. We're gonna finish packing up. Alex will get something to eat, and we'll get on trail, guys. We'll see you then. So, guys, we're on trail, and we are heading over here to Point Y. Basically, we'll go through Point B to Point Y. And once we're there, instead of taking it back out to the west to go to the car, we'll be going east and then north to go to Site 3, guys. Alex's leg's feeling pretty good. My feet are feeling really good. So yeah, we're definitely going to shoot for Site 3 today and go over and have a good night there. Kind of excited that we're able to do that with, you know, like how I was feeling at Burr Oak, and then of course Alex's knee where she was at Mohican, it wasn't feeling great. So definitely going to be able to do our full itinerary for this trip. But yeah, we just come down from Site 1. Really had a good night last night. And it's interesting, all those people that were there, you know, you had the Boy Scout group actually over at the actual site, and then the miscellaneous little hiker-made sites that's around. Out of all those sites that were full, there was only one group that actually hiked in from this way. Every other group, we watched them go down to the service road and her car start up. So everybody was car camping. It's kind of interesting. And some of those guys, I mean, like, there was a group, I watched them carry out a cooler and everything, and I'm like, that's a long way to carry a cooler because it's still about a quarter mile or so. But I guess if you're desperate for cold drinks, I don't mind the water with some drink packets, man. But yeah, I thought that was interesting. Most of those people were car camping there at Site 1. Which begs the question, all those cars that were in that parking lot and the Hope Schoolhouse parking lot, where are those people at? I mean, I'm sure some of those people down here at the Hope Furnace, that was still some day hikers and stuff, that probably left the area after we came in at 4 o'clock. But Hope Schoolhouse is mainly supposed to be for backpackers, and yeah, I mean, maybe there were some people day hiking there, but because I mean, of course, that is right where the Moon Trail is. Yeah, it's a rail trail. Maybe people were day hiking that. So, but I can't imagine all those cars, every single one of those cars, none of them were backpackers. So we might see some people at Site 3 tonight. I don't know. Really, really sunny today. I love a good sunny day on trail, guys. And Zaleski is a pretty area. I mean, you know, I did complain the last time I was out here because of that overgrowth going out to Site 3, but yeah, we're getting ready to do it again. So hopefully that won't be there this time, guys. But we'll see. We should encounter that probably in about 4 miles. 3.5, something like that. Now, to show some improvement they've done here as well, this is kind of neat. We, anytime that we've actually been through here, and that goes back to mine and Jenny's first trip back in 2018. That was September 2018. That was actually 2 years ago, a little over. Actually, would have been last weekend, 2 years. So this area right here, it's about a quarter mile or so from Site 1. Someone had come in and made a campsite. In fact, you can still see it a little bit. Right there on that tree, they put some straps that kind of damaged the tree. I don't know if they went over in here or what tree they went to, but you could see that. And they also had made a fire ring right here. And this was all rocks and everything. So they've come in and actually, you know, basically tore this site out. So they've definitely had some improvements since we've been here last time, because this was still here last year. But it's kind of neat. Well, we're moving right along the trail. I'm really surprised at the clip we're doing. We hit point B, which is roughly a mile. When we hit point B, we'd been on trail 17.5 minutes. So right now we're averaging roughly 3 miles an hour. Don't figure we'll maintain that pace the whole time, but I'm very happy to have already knocked out well, over a mile now, and we've been on trail 35 minutes. Of course, this trail right through here is pretty easy. I know once we start heading towards Site 3, the trail will get a little bit more difficult, a little bit more technical. There is a lot of improvements since this time last year, so I'm really impressed with the cleaning of the trail, the clearing of the trail. You've seen that on our videos before. It's kind of neat the way that tree just kind of grew up around that injury, that disease basically. But yeah, I'm definitely impressed with some of the improvements they've done. They've come in and reblazed the trails where they need to be, and you know, rerouted them if they need it rerouted. Good job, guys, here at Zaleski. I'm really quite pleased with the work you've done, at least at this point. Of course, this is all the southern loop. This is the most popular area. This is the most trafficked area. We'll see what I'm thinking about everything by the time we get to Site 3. If they've gone through and done even half the work they've done over here in that area, I'll be happy. But, you know, rocking these shoes that feel pretty good. Alex's knees feeling good. Had a good breakfast. Not the greatest night's sleep, but we were at least in our hammocks long enough to actually have rested some, even if we weren't asleep the whole time. So that helps too. And yeah, we're moving right along right now. Quite happy.
I mean, my knee's a little sore, but you know, this is a good trip to kind of strengthen it back up to where it used to be, so it doesn't hurt like this again if we go at an even faster pace.
Yeah, so I mean, as long as she's able to handle it. Now, of course, if it flares up and it really starts bothering her, we'll slow our pace down. I don't have a problem with that. Got a descent here. Pretty sure we're pretty much done with ascents on this area. Most of this will be heading back down towards the road and Sandy Run. We're a little bit over 2 miles into the hike for the day. Probably about 2.25 at this point. Drop down in this, well, up above this valley. There's actually a little bit of caves back that way. It's kind of neat. I've filmed this rock formation before on the channel. Last time I was here. in this area. But it is one of the few flat sections right through here, so I figured I'd video for a minute. Just let you know our progress, how things are going. Really comfortable day. Not too hot at all. Probably in the low 70s right now, maybe mid 70s. And there's a nice gentle breeze.
I'm pretty comfortable hiking in this weather, especially if there's a breeze, because I've hiked in 100-degree weather and I do not miss that.
Yeah, definitely at Archer's Fork, 110-degree heat index. That was rough.
Yeah. Yeah,
right through here. We've seen this before on the channel. It's kind of neat though to come back and see some stuff. There's actually a huge down tree back over that way that wasn't down this time last year.
Yeah.
And that was kind of cool to see. We'll come up right around here. We should be coming up on Point K, which at Point K we will turn north and start heading towards Site 3. This has been more of an easterly path here. Hopefully we can find the trail when we get over there, because that's where I had a hard time last time finding it. A ton of people in the woods still. We back that way, we actually, in the space of about 200 feet, crossed about 8 people. Either hiking out, hiking in, or just sitting down. There was like a group of 3 guys that were just kind of sitting there. Looked like maybe they were having lunch or just a stop, whichever. Trying to get my trekking pole situated so I can step down this big step here.
Yeah, because we're off the flatter part of the trail.
Yeah, I was going, because I didn't film this last time, I was going to try to get over here a little bit and film. But yeah, number of people still on the trail, and some of them looking like they're in for the night. You know, they're going somewhere for the night. So a couple of those guys may have been at Site 3 and going to be heading over to Site 1 or 2. It's kind of hard to tell. It's kind of neat, little rock formation / cave area. Oh, big step there. Watch your knee on that one. Big echo. Looks like we got a big downfall that wasn't here last year. Got to crawl across. Oh no, it looks like it goes down beside it. Okay, never mind. Yeah, right over in there should be Point K if I remember correctly. Yeah, right there. I see it. Awesome. So we'll have to get down here and see if we can figure out where this trail goes, guys. Because like I said last year, I just had to blaze up the hill to find it. And I really don't want to do that this year, because that was kind of hard on the legs.
Yeah.
Yeah, it looks like this actually did come down this year and they've come in and cut it out. Good job once again, guys, here at Zaleski. Awesome. Yeah, because this would have been a mess to try to crawl through. All right, so here we are at Point K. Now, campsite 2 is out that way. I know that for a fact. We've got to go some way this way. This says backpack 3 here, but I remember walking out this way and not finding the trail very easily. Oh, they've blazed it. It goes right up through there. I see it now. See, that wasn't there last year. So they've come in and done new blazes. And there was a lot of downfall right through here that they've cut up. So that's why I couldn't find it last year, because this was all covered in downfall. But yeah, it goes right up over there.
Man, it's a beautiful area.
Oh yeah, this is a very pretty area, yeah. Now, last year, Alex, I come to here and like I said, there was all downfall. And I went out right through there thinking the trail was there. Of course it's not. It's over here. So I went all the way down there to the end of this valley. And that leads out to Site 2. So I literally come back. I did it right back over here, blazed up, and got onto the trail up there somewhere. But we're going up this way, guys. Luckily, we were able to find it. Like I said, that's new blazes. That wasn't there last year. That's why I couldn't find it. So once again, guys, Zaleski has been very well taken care of over the last year. Much impressed. It's blazed up really nice, if you can tell, down through there. Brand new blazes.
Yeah.
That's where the trail comes from. We got up to here, and I remember when I blazed up the hill, it was right out this way, because I came up right beside this deadfall right through here. What we did just now was a little rough, but it was much easier in trying to do that. Now we're on this section right through here that, if I remember correctly, is one of the more easy sections heading to Site 3. We're going to try to make a little bit of time here and see if we can get some mileage under our belt in this section before we start back up some inclines, because I know over in here we're going to have some elevation gain, because right now we don't even have cell signal, but we will gain it as we head up towards these ridges. So I told you this section's a little bit easier.
Yeah.
It's still a slanted trail, which isn't super great on your feet, but you're not going up elevation or down any. It's just basically going to be a little bit of straight walking right through here. And if I'm right, we'll actually hit another point in this section. They've cut that out right there too. That's cool. Yeah, they've come in and done a lot of improvements over here at Zaleski, guys. I'd recommend coming out here and checking it out now, at least to this point. Of course, we won't be able to attest to the North Trail, which was very overgrown this time last year. But if this is any indication, they've definitely come in and done some work. My hat's off to them. Very happy. I know the South Loop is very clear, and I'm sure the whole loop will be like that. Like I said, that's the more popular area. So definitely come in and check out the South Loop. And so far this section has been a lot better. I mean, it's a harder trail designed that way, but as far as being cleaned off and taken care of and maintained, much better than last year. Very happy. Even these blazes down through here are newer, so that's really awesome. We decided to go ahead and stop and take a little bit of a lunch. We're about 3.5 miles in, roughly three and a third, something like that. It is just now 1 o'clock. We've been sitting here for about 10-15 minutes. Alex has started snacking. I'm getting ready to get my lunch out.
I got almonds, man.
Almonds and
This is my main lunch. Ramen.
Yeah, I'm gonna do some Spam and cheese blocks. I took an Naproxen because my feet's a little sore. I think I still have a little bit of repercussions from Burr Oak, so I'm trying to deal with that. But we don't have that far to go. Literally, I looked at it. It's probably 2.5 miles. We should be at site. So I'm figuring, I mean, even sitting here for a half an hour, we should be at site by 3:15, which is plenty of time to get set up, get plenty of wood, enjoy the evening, relax, and have fun. That's what we're looking to do on this tonight. Trail's been fairly clear. I mean, we had a few spots where it was more overgrown, but this time of year, it's expected, but still much improved compared to last year. And since we've left that area up that direction, around point Y and point K, in between there, we haven't seen anyone. It's been real quiet, other than this does kind of run adjacent to the road for a little ways. We are actually starting to split off from it. It won't be long. We'll head back out this direction and going towards Site 3, so we'll be off that road for a good bit. But that's the only thing we've heard, and that's the only thing we've seen since, well, I mean, honestly, since definitely before point K, so, a couple miles back. But the day is really good. It's nice weather. Sky has turned off pretty clear. There's a few clouds here and there, but for the most part, clear skies. And just go enjoy the rest of the trail and get up here to site, guys. We came up that really large incline that you've seen on the video. Well, I've talked about on the video before. Just straight up the side of a hill, about 300-400 feet. I'll get the actual elevation. It might even be less. I don't know. It's pretty substantial. And now we're kind of semi-flat, still a gradual incline. We're heading up to the junction of the West Loop and this trail here. Should be within the probably next 1/10 to 2/10 of a mile. And once again, the trail is really cleared off. That section was overgrown last time I come through it. It's nowhere near as bad. And that's probably a combination of trail maintenance, and probably more usage. Definitely, because of this time, you know, this year of everything going on, this is where people can go and actually have fun. They can't do much else. So I'm sure usage plays a lot into it not being overgrown. But there were a couple of down trees that had been cleared out too. They'd taken chainsaw to and cleared out the trail. In fact, this is the first trail. Well, I think we've had 2 trees, counting this one, that we've had to go across. And they've both been pretty easy to get across. Huh?
Here, it's a frog.
Oh, little frog. Yeah, I see it.
Oh, buddy, don't run away. I love you. Ugh. He bounced right out of the way.
Yeah, we've seen a number of
That's
frogs.
The 3rd one, I think.
3rd or 4th one, yeah.
There's
Number of
something.
frogs, which is kind of neat because I had never seen frogs up in here before. Of course, last time I was here is a little bit later in the year too. That might make a difference.
We've also seen our fair share of lovely wolf spiders.
Yeah, a lot of wolf spiders, big spiders, things like that. We're at point M, heading out this way. Our next point will be point N, and from there we'll go to point O, and that's where our site's at roughly. That's a mile. So we're looking at maybe 1.25 miles to 1.33 miles right now. It is just now 2:20, so we're making pretty good time, guys. After that incline over there, it was basically ridge walking with a little bit of up and down, and pretty smooth. And now we're kind of going down. This should take us down to point N, which is where the West Loop will meet this trail right here, and we'll continue on up to point O. Like I said, that's where our campsite will be, roughly in that ballpark, depending on where we decide to set up, because there's a number of sites up in there. If you've seen the previous video, you know that. And if you notice, brand new orange blazes on the trees. Like I said, a lot of trail maintenance here at Zaleski in the last year since I've been here. Even with it being a little bit overgrown in spots, still much better, much more maintained trail. Really like these bright orange blazes they've put up. They've done that all the way through the North Loop, because there were a couple of times at the North Loop, if you remember, I got off trail and had to blaze back to the trail. They've done this all the way up through there. They've done a great job. Unfortunately, I won't be able to verify that because we don't have time to do the North Trail this trip. We're just going to go over to Site 3, and then we have to head home tomorrow because Alex will have school the next day. So we won't have the option to stay another night. And I really don't think Alex wants to put in 15 miles tomorrow.
maybe not yet.
Because that literally, if we would go from Site 3 back to the car, kind of revisiting the path I took last year, it's 14.8, 14.9 miles. So I don't think she really wants to do that this trip. Got a little incline coming. Like I said, a lot of ridge walking, if you can tell, but ridges do go up and down. It's just the natural lay of the land here, and that's what we're kind of following up on this ridge. We have pretty good cell signal. Been able to send a couple messages out and things like that. Definitely helps being able to do that when you're on trail. So we're at point N now. We have about 1 mile to campsite 3. Out this direction is the West Loop. It is open. If you remember my previous video, they did have signs right here talking about it being closed. It is open now. We're not going to take the West Loop. We're going to do that service road. Alex is kind of keen to see the scenery on that service road because I think it's really pretty, and it is a little bit easier walking. Her knee is flaring up just a touch. We've had some declines that the knee didn't like. Yeah. She's holding up. I mean, it'll be okay. It's just getting it conditioned and straightened back up to where it needs to be. And if you remember from my previous video, I also spoke that our Zaleski fill happened right over here where we couldn't find the trail in the middle of the night. That was about 2 years ago. I do have that video, but I've never posted it because, like I said, that is 2 years ago. What's past is past. If anybody's interested in seeing that video, I can put it up. It's not the greatest footage because it was with some older cameras that we had. But, it is made. I still have it. you know, nostalgic things for me and Jenny, because it was our first backpacking trip, true backpacking trip, and it was a fail. We did come back and reconquer it though. We come back and stayed at Site 1 literally 2 weeks later, so it kind of felt like an accomplishment. Jenny's never made it out to Site 3. This will be my second time though, and Alex is heading that way now. Like I said, we have about a mile. We should be at site. So guys, we came up to what's probably the best view you get here at Zaleski as far as vistas. With the tree cover, it's not the greatest right now, but you can definitely see some distant hills, and the sky is definitely blue. It's kind of pretty. I mean, even with all the tree coverage. Last video I had a little bit better view of it when I was out here back last October, about a year ago. But really, it should be smooth sailing from here on out. We've got probably 7/10 of a mile to site, but it should just be this real wide open trail up and down this ridge, and then there'll be a slight incline there at Site 3. Nice little view out this direction too, guys.
Man, I honestly think this has been a really good trip.
Yeah, we've got about a half mile to go. Yeah, this is a beautiful area. This is one of my favorite stretches here at Zaleski. This and the pine plantation on the North Loop are both really gorgeous ares.
Oh, you're getting that fall crunch of the leaves.
Yeah.
This place got everything.
Yeah, I've been telling you about this stretch for a while. I thought if you ever got to do this.
You showed me this stretch on video, because you got it on video.
Yeah.
And it is so beautiful.
Yeah, I really dig it. Real tall.
No!
It got you a spider web. Oh no. But real tall, deciduous woods here. You know, they're not big, round trees, but you know, they're kind of tall. It's kind of like a green tunnel, but it's not so enclosed that, you know, it's oppressive, and you know, the trail is really narrow. This is a fun little stretch. I really do like this. And this should be pretty much like this until maybe the last 10th of a mile, and then we've got a little incline up until Site 3. So we made it to site. It is just now 3:25. So really cool. Now the trail is much more improved. It was still a little overgrown over on this section over here next to the West Loop, but nothing like it was before. And of course, Campsite 3 is still a beautiful area, guys. If you remember, this is actually where I camped in my previous video. Had the tent here, camped over, you know, had the fire over there. We're going to try to get our hammocks up in these trees here. I think will be cool. We did kind of scout these other areas over here, and they're not really as conducive for hammocks. Probably back over in here you could find another site, but Alex liked this one. And I was like, well, okay, if you like it, you know, I know we could set up here, have a good site. And I did also look over here. If you remember from my previous video back in last year, when I did the North Loop, they had a nasty reroute down this hill out this direction, and it come back up and met the trail eventually. That reroute is no longer, I mean, it might still be there, but you don't have to take it. They have the full trail open. And it goes straight out this direction, guys, and it would meet back up over in here the way I come back. So that's really cool. That would probably make that trail a lot easier as well, especially if they've got that reroute done. They've probably gone up through there and serviced some of that, got rid of some of that deadfall. That would probably be a neat little thing. I wish we had another night we could stay. I would take Alex through the North Loop and come back here and stay tomorrow night. But Unfortunately, she does have school, so we've got to skip that idea. Hype's in. Alex, hi, little froggy. Actually, big froggy.
Oh my god!
So we got friends. Plenty of amphibious life up in here, guys. I'm really kind of surprised about that. Hopefully we can kind of scoot him out away from the fire before we get it going. But we're going to get set up, get our hammocks up, and just really get in here for the night, get the firewood done, and then just sit down and relax, guys. That was a good hike, 6 miles, 3.5 hours or less. I'll get the full total up. We'll throw it up right here, and that way you kind of see what we did today. I'm sure some of you guys could probably do it faster, but you know, hey, we enjoyed ourselves. I did stop quite a few times to take some video and some pictures that will be on Instagram. Check out my Instagram and Facebook right there as well, guys. Definitely have some extra pictures for you guys that you're not going to see here on YouTube. It's about 20 to 7. Been kind of a rough evening. Getting the hammocks and everything set up wasn't too bad. It's kind of neat. Very typical to what we normally do when we're together. Got them all set up, ready to go. Everything's kind of stowed away. All camp chores are done. But we spent an hour and a half, and this is all the wood we were able to muster. There's not a lot of wood around. It is very, very picked over. I'm hoping we can get it started pretty easily. We do have quite a bit of shavings between what Alex and I did. Alex did 90% of it. I spent more time chopping wood, cutting up what we did find, and looking. If you notice, the forest is extremely overgrown, and that's all thorn bushes and briars. So you can't go traipsing through the woods looking for wood. You could if you have pants on. I don't have pants. I'm wearing shorts. So I went up and down the road here. I went out this direction, all through up in here. This is all we were able to find. It's probably a good 3-4 hours worth of wood, but we kind of wanted probably double this because we really kind of wanted to build it a little bit bigger and enjoy it and longer. But it is what it is. What was it?
A bee.
A bee?
Yeah.
And it's kind of interesting. Like I said, I spoke of, the trail is actually, you can go back out this way now, the original path. And this big clearing over here, there is a little campsite right back in there, right against the tree line. Somebody's got a big fire ring out there. I actually scouted to see if there was any wood up there, but there's like one little piece that was rotted, and I said I'm not dealing with rotted wood because it stinks when you burn it. But yeah, I mean, it's still a pretty evening. We're enjoying ourselves. I mean, it's just kind of disappointing with the wood, but we're a little tired. That 6 mile hike was, you know, like I said, I mean, it's made to be kind of rough, but we're feeling okay. I'm actually going to do me a cup of coffee here in a minute to kind of wake up. So yeah, guys, we actually do have neighbors in the area. There's a group right over here, a couple, and then there's someone soloing over here. And she came up through here about 2 hours ago and started out this direction. I told Alex, I said, I hope she's not going to do the north loop when she's only got about an hour and a half, 2 hours worth of daylight. It was actually about an hour ago, but she was getting water just now, so evidently she's set up over in here somewhere at a site that I don't even know about, because there's 2 over here, 1 over here, there's 3 right through here, there's this one. Then of course I found that one over there, so she's back actually further on up in the woods up there, some area that I don't even know about. So that's kind of neat, and I'm pretty sure she knew it was there, so she's been in the area. But yes, guys, the sun is looking really pretty out this way. It looks like it's actually gotten out from behind some clouds it was behind a little while ago, and now we're going to get a pretty sunset through the trees. Looking forward to that. So guys, I'm going to hop off here. I'm going to get my coffee cooking. We're going to relax, probably get some dinner here in about an hour or so. Get that fire going probably after dinner, and then just enjoy the night, guys. It's about 8:20. We haven't even done dinner yet. Alex crawled in her hammock, dozed off for about the last hour or so. I just spent the last 45 minutes to an hour talking to Jenny at home. She's actually home alone right now because Paige is out with the baby at the grandparents on the other side's family functions. So she's letting Rain see them. So Jenny was sitting at home, and she wasn't sure what she was going to do for dinner, so I ordered her some DoorDash Chipotle, so she's all tickled with that. And now we're off the phone because she's going to watch a show while she eats, and we're getting ready to do dinner here. I've actually got my water and everything set up. Alex just actually got out of the hammock and is getting ready to set up her food. You're doing spaghetti, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, spaghetti over there, and I'm doing my buffalo chicken. But really just kind of relaxing for the night so far. I had my cup of coffee, so I'm really feeling wired. Feel a lot better since I've been able to sit down. Feet are starting to come back and feel decent. They are actually a little bit sore. The pad of my feet was actually a little tingly. You know, I guess just from impacts and stuff, they were a little sore. But that's kind of gone away, and everything's starting to feel better. I do have a fresh pair of socks for tomorrow, which will be really, really nice, especially if it would happen to rain on us. Right now they are calling for roughly a 40 to 50% chance of rain between, like, say 7 and 9 in the morning, and then it's supposed to slack off. More than likely, especially if we do kind of like we did last night and don't go to bed till a little bit later, we won't even be up until after it quits raining. So that'll be kind of cool, especially if it does start raining, because that'll wake me up initially. But then I should be able to sleep through as long as nothing's leaking. We shouldn't have any leaks, I wouldn't think. I've never tested my rainfly in rain, though, because it's a newer rainfly I got this year, and I just haven't seen rain in the hammock yet.
I've tasted mine plenty of times in thunderstorms.
Yeah, Alex's works great. It's been in thunderstorms and everything, so. But yeah, I figure we're going to go ahead and get some dinner and probably start this fire here in the next hour or so. I'm trying to push it a little bit later, as late as possible, because that way we can have the fire a little bit later. And then we're going to set up one of the phones and just watch a little bit of TV on it while we're sitting here at the fire and just relax. I know it's not roughing it, but hey, it's fun. We have the battery capacity right now to do it, because my battery is still pretty full. I've got like 2.5 bars on my Anchor. You said you still had what, 3 bars?
Yeah.
And even our little lantern, I've been charging it a little bit. It's up to 3 bars now, so I can actually unplug it and just save the rest of that battery for my GoPro and my phone for the night. About 15 after 9. Got dinner over with and just started a fire. Looking really good. It's kind of warm. There is actually a little chill in the air tonight up on this ridge. I mean, I figure where we were a little bit further down, I mean, Site 1 is kind of on a ridge, but not as high up in elevation as we are here. It was a little bit warmer last night. It's not as warm tonight. Alex was even talking about maybe having to move her chair a little bit closer because she's chilly. So we'll see how that goes. But that's feeling really good. Just a small fire, nothing major. But it actually caught up really well. This is some good wood. It may burn a while, so we may actually be able to have a fire for a while and try to stay warm. Neither one of us bought extra shirts, so that may have been a mistake. Wasn't supposed to actually get as cool as it feels like it's going to try to get. Do have a little buddy over here. Another walking stick. It actually originated when we first found it. It was actually crawling up Alex's body. So I kind of smacked it onto the ground, and then I moved it over onto this log here so it's off the ground so we don't step on it, and I didn't want it to get into the fire or anything like that. So it's just sitting there on that log, relaxing.
Yeah, it was horrifying. I thought at first it was a spider, because all I felt was like the legs crawling up, and I looked on my side and I saw what it was, and I was just like, how do I deal with this?
Yeah, just the adventures of the night. But like I said, we got done with dinner. I mean, we basically have nothing in our food bags besides our cold soaks for tomorrow. We're literally just using Ziploc bags now to cold soak instead of actually containers. We're dropping them down in our food bags and hanging them up. I do have a pack of tuna that I'm going to eat before I go to bed. I've got a few almonds. I think me and Alex are going to split those through the night. And other than that, there's like some drink mixes, and that's about all we have in our food bags now. So we planned this trip really well. We'll be able to have breakfast tomorrow before we head out, which will consist of basically the cold soak oatmeal. Do you have any more Nutri-Bars or granola bars or anything?
That was my breakfast for today.
Okay, so she ate her 2 granolas for tomorrow, or for today for breakfast, and going to do the oatmeals tomorrow, doubled up on those. I actually have my oatmeal and 1 granola bar that I'm going to eat tomorrow before we head out. We're going to get on trail, and then of course we'll get something on the way home once we get to the car. Alex is whittling on a piece of wood that she found. She does, you've seen her do that a few times on the channel. It's just a little pastime she's doing. She's actually trying to do this for her boyfriend for his birthday. His birthday's coming up, and she's hoping to get a little thing kind of whittled for him, and maybe put on the on there, like the date they kind of started going out, something like that. We'll figure out what she's going to do. But it's looking kind of cool. I think you said you're going to do, are you doing a heart or an arrowhead?
I haven't decided, because I like the idea of doing an arrowhead just because arrows are just really
Awesome.
cool to me.
Yeah.
And I think it would be fun to whittle one, but I also think a heart would be more symbolic of a relationship.
Something kind of sweet.
I don't know yet, though.
All right, well, she's working on it. She's got a general shape, so it looks kind of cool.
It's real small, so I have to kind of work with it on a very tiny knife that I have. It's one of my pocket knives that I occasionally bring with me to use on
trail
trips like this.
Yeah. So yeah, guys, we're getting ready to lay down. We're in our hammocks already. I'm kind of sitting in mine. Alex is stretched out in hers. End of day 2 here at Zaleski. We got the big hike out tomorrow. It's gonna be about 5.5 miles. Probably way too bad. We burnt most of our wood. Like I said, it's about 2 o'clock. We've had a great day, great night. Like I said, Alex is over in hers.
Hi.
But yeah, guys, we'll see you tomorrow on the trail. We are still at Site 3. We got up about an hour ago. Actually, less than an hour. Actually, it was about 10:30. Yeah, we slept in, but we didn't go to bed till about 2:30 last night. So it's kind of cool. We were expecting rain this morning. That's one reason we were like, well, we're just going to sleep through the rain. We'll get up. There's supposed to be a window in the afternoon. Try to get hiked out before the rain comes in. No rain this morning. It's a good thing. No wet equipment. But they are calling for rain around 1 o'clock. So it is 11:30 right now. That's an hour and a half. We've got 5 miles. There's no way we're going to be able to do 5 miles in an hour and a half, and we still got to eat breakfast. So we're just going to cover our packs with our rain covers. I have the GoPro already set in waterproof mode. Like I always say, apologize for the audio if it's not perfect. There's no wind, so maybe we'll be okay on that. I mean, it's just occasional breeze. But it's a beautiful morning right now. If you can tell, I mean, the sky is pretty blue. The forest is lit up really nice with the sun. Like I said, we've been up about 35-40 minutes, and we've already got Site pretty much done. I mean, I'm packed other than my food bag and my rain fly, which my rain fly goes on very top. Alex is almost packed, so we're going to get some breakfast here in a minute. Once we get done with that, we've got to go fill up on water real quick, and then we're heading out on the trail. We're going to try to beat the rain, but we're going to enjoy the trail as well, because this is a pretty trail out through here. You know, we'll be showing you some sights and stuff. Probably won't video quite as much today because, you know, you guys have seen a lot of what we're going to be seeing. But, you know, we'll talk to you as we go on out and move pretty quickly. I'm feeling really good today. My feet do not hurt. My ankles do not hurt. After yesterday, I kind of was worried that I'd be sore today. I got up and actually feel really, really good. I mean, in a way, I mean, this is, out of the last 5 days, I've been on trail 4, so that could make a big difference too. Alex is almost done packing. How's your knee feeling today?
It's definitely like feeling like it's been on trail, but not too bad. It could be worse. I'm just kind of dealing with it, rolling with the punches.
So guys, we are heading out of Site. We got up at like 10:35. It is 11:48 on trail and going. So an hour and 10 minutes. That includes tearing down, packing up, eating, and getting water. So that's pretty nice. But we're on trail. We'll call it 5.5 miles we've got to go. I don't know if it's that far. We'll see. I got all trails running. Actually, in fact, let me take a look at our split from yesterday, because I've got it all synced up together. Okay, so I will know exactly how far we've got to go, or how far this is, and be able to report that. I'm pretty sure I've already done that, but it's always kind of neat to go look at it again. But yeah, on trail. It is clouding up a little bit, but it's white clouds, kind of poofy clouds, so I'm kind of hoping we kind of beat this rain. We'll see how it goes, guys. The trail does look really pretty today. Like I said, I do have the GoPro in waterproof mode, with the door closed up and everything, using the internal mics on the GoPro, so you kind of get an idea on what this sounds like if you're looking at maybe getting a GoPro. This is the Hero 7. I have not had the opportunity to invest in a Hero 9. That's where I'm wanting to go next. I wasn't as impressed with the 8, and to throw down another $400 a year after buying this one, I was like, no, I'm good. I was like, let's wait for the 9. The 9 has quite a few features that I'm really interested in, so I may be upgrading to that hopefully in the next 6 months or so. Got to save up some money. We got Christmas coming, got kids and grandkids got to buy Christmas for us, so that comes first. But you know, maybe down the road I can afford to get a GoPro 9 and get a little bit better footage for you guys, because it will have more footage. It has quite a few different features I'm really interested in. Make things I've wanted to do and just not had the opportunity to do a little bit more feasible. But that's future plans, guys. But right now we are on this trail. It's kind of nice. You know, it's a service road, so you know, it is what it is. We're not the only ones that walk this. There was a couple of guys come through yesterday as we were setting up sight. Did you say you saw them or not? You didn't see them. I think you were setting up your hammock at the time. But I happened to glance up and see them coming through. They were all decked out in all camo and had camo backpacks. But they'd been backpacking somewhere up that direction. And they come rolling through and didn't even look at the trail. They come straight down the service road, come out this direction. So, in fact, I see multiple shoe prints and stuff. So, definitely not the only people that come down through this way. It's a much easier way to get back to the car. And with the threat of rain and Alex's knee, I'm like, yeah, this is cool. Plus, another bonus on that is that we don't have to repeat something we did yesterday. We get to see something new. I mean, I've seen it before, but Alex hasn't. So, of course, it does look a lot different this time of year than it did, you know, last year in October, because there's still a lot of overgrowth. Everything's still pretty green. You do have some changes in foliage, but not much. So, kind of cool. But yeah, we're going to try to bang this out. I'm hoping we can do it in 2 hours. We'll see. I mean, I did it, the last time I did this was in about an hour and 45 minutes. The first hour, I did 3.2 miles. I don't know if we're going to be able to do that. But, I mean, it is pretty easy walking. So we'll see how it goes, guys. Well, we've been on trail for about 30 minutes. I looked at my phone. All Trails has us at about 1.5, 1.6 miles. So, yeah, we're averaging about that 3 mile mark per an hour on this trail. It's a very easy trail. I mean, there's some rocks and stuff in areas that make it a little bit rougher that I don't remember a lot of those rocks being on. But other than that, yeah, you know, you got your occasional uphill that's just kind of gradual. That's not a lot of elevation gain, and then of course you come back down. So nothing too bad and too strenuous. And you know, Alex is moving right along. I think she actually could probably do a little bit faster clip than what I'm doing. Oh,
I don't want to leave you behind.
this is one of the bigger inclines right here. Yeah, so, and of course being graded, you know, it's more gradual than being on trail switchbacking, but yeah, it's still a little bit of an incline. It's not too bad. And right now we have beat the rain so far. It did cloud up and get kind of gray kind of clouds over us about 10 minutes ago, but those moved out and it's broke back out into the sun with blue skies. So I'm hoping we're gonna be able to beat the rain. Well, we are exactly an hour away from our campsite last night, and looking at it, we've been about 2.8 miles. So not quite the 3 mile mark I wanted, but we did have a bathroom break. So that's probably the difference. So we're probably averaging about 3 miles an hour right now. The trail, for the most part, has been easy. There have been a couple of uphills that I did remember that kind of took it out of us, you know, a little up and down. Got another incline coming up. Should be about to be done with those though, and we should be starting to go downhill towards the car. If I remember correctly, that starts right around like the 3.5, maybe 4 mile mark. So we might have another mile of this up and down, which isn't bad. It is coming up on that 1 o'clock hour where we were worried about rain, and it's definitely clouded over. No sun, The wind has picked up a couple of gusts here and there, so we may see a little rain shower blow through. The gnats are very insistent right now too. They're very up in your face. And of course I didn't face that last time because it was much later in the year. It was middle of October when I did that trip, so you know, the gnats definitely weren't as prevalent. Actually, there were none at that point in time. You know, the highs were only in the 50s then, maybe even upper 40s. But we're making it. We're hoping to be back to the car within the next hour and heading home. And we're definitely hoping we beat the rain. I don't know if we're going to. I think it's going to be kind of like Archer's Fork. It's going to catch us right at the end.
Man, you weren't lying about those gnats. They're all up in my face. Frustrating me.
Yeah, gnats everywhere. Very, very frustrating. So guys, we made it to the gate, which is the separator from the service trail, and this is the King Hollow Trail. You've seen this on the video a couple of times as well. In fact, Alex has actually been on this portion of the trail. And we're gonna head out. It's all downhill from here. Definitely excited for that. The sky cleared off again, the sun's back out. So I think we're gonna beat the rain, guys. We have probably about 1.5 miles to go. And we'll be back to the car and heading home. I think we're gonna stop at a McDonald's and get some food on the way home. I think I'm gonna just do a couple double cheeseburgers and maybe a small fry. Diet Coke. You getting what, nuggets?
Yeah, I'm probably gonna get chicken nuggets and then fry as well.
Yeah, so.
Sounds so good right now. I'm actually pretty hungry already.
Yeah, it's kind of funny. We crossed the trail, the orange trail leading over to Site 2. It goes across that service road. And I showed Alex, I was like, yeah, we could go out that way to Site 2. She looks at me and goes, we have no food. Which we don't. Literally, I'm carrying, I think I have 4 drink packs and a bouillon cube and a Mio. And you probably got less than that, don't you?
I have Mios, a couple of drink packets, and a tea
So,
bag.
yeah, literally, I mean, we have drinks. We have no food whatsoever. Which is cool, because that means we actually plan this trip with our food accordingly.
Yeah, literally
You know.
down to the tea of what we needed.
Yeah, I mean,
Tea.
we literally brought the exact amount of food we needed for this trip. So, getting that dialed in really nice, guys.
Wow, this is a lot smoother already than what it was earlier.
Well, we come down the King Hollow Trail, came out, we're on the road now, walking back to the car, less than a half mile. Looks like we may beat the rain, guys. Still kind of cloudy in spots, but it's more white clouds than it is gray. We've had a couple of stretches of gray come through. I thought we were going to get a little bit of rain, but we've lucked out. So, heading back to the car, guys.
It's a pretty good trip overall. We've basically been doing decent harder stretches of trail for the most part throughout the whole trip, except for maybe day 1, and it's been pretty fun. Definitely feeling the trail though. It's been a little rough. My feet are sore and I'm ready to get some Mickey D's.
Well, that last stretch there on the King Hollow Trail, where it's all gravel, it eats your feet up. It really does.
I enjoyed it. It's good to get out and get some exercise, especially with what's going on with the world. So, yeah. Random cattails.
If you guys have enjoyed this video, definitely like, share, comment, and subscribe. Definitely helps us out here on the channel. We definitely appreciate you guys watching these videos and enjoying them, and look forward to sharing more adventures coming forward in the future. Anything else to say?
live your grand adventure to the fullest.
Guys, we'll see you on the trail in the next video. Take care.